So tax season is officially underway, and with it comes a stressful period of headaches, paperwork, and deadlines from the IRS. But have no fear, we're here to help you max out your refund this year. So for more on that, we're bringing in Rachel Richards. She is a certified public accountant and head of tax at Gelt. Rachel, thank you so much for your time, the information we certainly need here. But look, I mean, there were some big changes in 2025 after the signing of President Trump's big, beautiful bill. So what do Americans need to know about these changes before filing their taxes this year?
Yeah, so the new legislation that was passed this year introduced a lot of new deductions that are going to be available for the first time when you're filing your 2025 return. For anyone who earns tips, so restaurants, salons, gig workers, there's now going to be a deduction of up to $25,000 for your qualified tips. And if you're in a position that pays overtime, that overtime pay can be tax-free as well. And finally, if you have a newer vehicle that you've financed, then you might be able to also deduct that interest paid on your vehicle loan. And one thing with all these new deductions that's consistent with all of them is they have more complications. I've talked about them for a few seconds, but whether or not you qualify and how much you qualify for is really going to be specific to your tax situation. And that's why it's so important to make sure that you're working with someone when you're preparing your taxes to deeply understand your tax situation so you can make sure that you're taking advantage of all these new and even existing opportunities in your tax return preparation.
Yeah, certainly, and a really good tip there. But you mentioned, this is really specific to people's tax situations. I'm curious, who stands to benefit the most from last year's tax changes?
Yeah, so there's a couple people that come to mind. Definitely gig workers with the tip income and overtime pay. And then also anyone who lives in a high income tax state, like New York, can also benefit from that higher state and local tax deduction. In the past, taxpayers have only been able to take $10,000 against their state and local income taxes. And this year, you might have the opportunity to take up to $40,000. So especially if you own a business and you've been taking advantage of things like the pass-through entity tax credit, this is a really important year to reevaluate your situation and make sure that you have a good strategy in place.
Okay, Rachel Richards for us. Thank you so much.